And there we go. What is going on, guys? This is Becker. How's it going? Just doing another Ask Me Anything since we seemed to like that last week. Just to nix out what the title of this video is. Basically, let's just walk the talk real quick. Here's my business. I'll refresh the screen real quick. Did about 32,000 in sales yesterday just from this one processor. Doesn't include PayPal and other processors. And you can come on the stream and ask me anything about that, or business, or starting businesses, or anything like that. It's that damn simple. So I'm going to send out this one message, and while I do that, one thing I'll point out is if you look in the lower right-hand corner of, or lower left-hand corner of this video, it says mhlinks.com/sun, and if you go to that URL right there, what will happen is you will be able to get Market Hero at like a 50% off discount for life. You get my Hero Now program, which essentially shows you how I do this. You can see yesterday in AdWords I spent $15,000, did $32,000 back in this one processor. If you include PayPal, it's probably close to about $45,000. I'm not going to log in all those things. And so I'll show you how I run those webinars. It'll give you full access to Market Hero. It will give you full access to 8X Academy 2.0. And it will give you basically everything you need to know to start a business, get the $5,000 a month, do all the sales and stuff like that. And you get half off Market Hero for life. It's an incredible deal. It's super cool. But ask me anything. Let's get this going. Let me actually go and get this message out real quick on ManyChat. And then that is out. Cool. What's up, guys? What's up? Alex, what's up? Balaz, Corey Klein. How's it going, guys? Good to see ya. What's happening? Let's see what we got going on here question-wise. Let's see. Let's see. At scale, you're doing 2x ROIs daily. I mean, honestly, here's the thing you got to keep in mind with those ROIs right there. Most of that money takes about 5 months to come in. So the actual ROI on those ads, when everything's said and done, is about 4x. So on average, what we'll do, and you got to factor in PayPal and everything, but on average, what we'll do is probably about 5x gross every single day, and then when it's all said and done, we're about at 3.5 to 4x gross on those ads. But that's not really the point of the ads. They could break even. Let me make sure you guys can see this, because I always run this without there. The goal of the ads isn't really to make money. That's just like cool extra scaling room. It's not the goal of the ads. The goal of the ads is to generate leads. And then what those leads do is I'm able to get those leads into my SaaS company, and that's how we grow the SaaS company without really ever losing any money on advertising. We have to grow it for free. The real payoff on the ads is not what you make on the day you run the ads. It's not in the same day money. It's in how much you make on the ads after 6 months. And so on the ad sales alone on the one product, we're probably at 3 to 4x when everything is all said and done and money all comes in. But more importantly, we're probably at a 10 to 15x. It just depends on the ad audience. On some audiences it's 15, and some ad audiences it's 10 in about 6 months. So that's what's going on right there. What other questions do you guys have? I've been a $2,000 a month internet marketer since 2011. You gotta pick it up, Corey. You gotta make more than that, dude. You gotta go make those big bucks. I don't see how you get stuck at $2,000 a month for 7 years. Do I promote affiliate links? I mean, yeah, if there's an affiliate offer, but not on this channel. My products and are way better than most things I can promote, and I don't feel like sending someone else my customers, and I don't feel like getting 50% of the money. So do I follow Stoic philosophy? I don't really follow any particular philosophy. You just got to know stuff, or try to know stuff, and then make the best choices. If you're always attached to one thing or another thing, you can't really make clear choices. only Sif's deal in absolutes. So if you're in doubt, just listen to Obi-Wan Kenobi. Is SEO still viable in today's climate? I can't really say. I don't do it. I had 2 people in my last mastermind who do it. And they seem to be doing okay. So I'd assume, yeah. There you go. It could be viable. I don't really know. I think anything is viable. I mean, here's the thing I talked about last live stream. I'm going to sum it up right here. They did a study at Harvard where they basically had a software game where there was 3 doors. And each door, when you clicked on the door, you had a maximum of 100 clicks. And when you clicked on the door, like door number 1 would pay 10 cents to 30 cents per click, somewhere between there. And then this door right here would pay like 7 to 14. And this door right here would pay like 15 to 20. And when people were allowed to go through the program and go back and forth between doors at will, they made a lot more money. Let's say out of 100 clicks, they usually made like $20. Okay, because what would happen is they didn't have any fear of FOMO, and they just go in. Let me make sure you guys can see. They would just go in and find the door that looked like it was giving the most money and click it over and over and over again because there was no fear of loss. But once they made it where if you click the same door 3 times, you lost the other door. And I'm going to explain this really badly. What people would do is they'd click this door 2 times, and they go over here and click this door 2 times, and they click this door 2 times. And the result was when they kept clicking back and forth, they made significantly less money because they just wouldn't pick one door and stick with it. And if they just stuck with one door and clicked it over and over again, they would have made on average about $25. So the whole point of this riddle is when people were going back and forth, on average they made like $10 to $15. When they just stuck to one door and never even clicked another door, they'd make $25. So the same thing really applies when you're deciding on what business you want to do. SEO, consulting, Shopify, affiliate marketing, all of them are capable of making $100,000 a month. Easily. The problem is most people, it's like they're picking a character in World of Warcraft and like they keep going back and forth between SEO, consulting, Shopify, YouTube, Instagram, and they just keep jumping back and forth and they never really get good at anything. And in order for you to make money, you have to get like, let's say you need to get to 100 points in skill to make money in something. And every single month, you can only invest like 50 points. Let's say every single month you can only invest like 20 points. So it's going to take about 5 months of focus on one thing for you to actually start making a good amount of money in it. And that's not true. I've seen people make money in like 2 weeks. But let's just focus on that right there. If you keep going and jumping and putting 20 points here, 20 points here, 20 points here, it's going to take you forever. And because of how stuff changes, by the time you come back to the thing that you initially hopped off of, it's going to be changed and your 20 points is gone. So the number one thing you can do is, if you're a beginner and you're trying to get started, is just fucking pick something and then just do it. Stop going to 8 different YouTube channels. Stop going into live streams and asking if one thing's better than another thing. They all work. They all work. The problem is whatever you're doing, you suck at it. So focus on it till you don't suck at it. Anyone here can become good at anything. You just have to put time and effort into it and maximize your focus and work habits. Someone said how to sell clothes on Instagram. I've never sold clothes on Instagram, so I don't know. I don't really like Instagram, and this is just me talking out of my butt. But you know, I have like 300,000 followers on Instagram, and I've invested a lot of money in growing Instagram. And it's just, I don't like it. It's so distracting. It's such a distracting platform. So I just don't use Instagram. Oh, what else do we got? Subscribe to PewDiePie. I'm already subscribed. I've already done my job there. Someone said, what will it take to run a cybernetics company? Because that's my goal, and I'm not really going to talk about it because it doesn't really have any relevance to what I'm talking about in the live stream and the stuff I'm referencing. Like, it just, it's not that you guys wouldn't understand it. It's just like, not relevant to right now. It's not relevant to anything about you. And my viewpoint, she says, what skill sets does it take to run any company? And if you look at, for example, let's look at like the richest person ever, Rockefeller. All right. And then let's look at Steve Jobs. And then let's also look at Danny Myers. Actually, Danny Myers actually was pretty good at cooking food. Here's another good example. I'm just going to use these two. So, if you look at Rockefeller, dude never learned how to drill for oil, never learned anything about railroads or conducting trains. He didn't ever do any of the scientific breakthroughs that allowed his company to explode back in the 1800s. And he was the richest person ever. I think his net worth, like in today's dollars, was $400 billion. Richest recorded person ever. And his strategy right there was you got to first you got to be able to manage well. That's the true key right there. You have to be able to find all the little things and get the most out of people, and then find all the little things that grow a company and all the moves to make to stop competitors, and then absolutely nuke it right there. And that's something that no person with technical skills ever could do. If your brain is just full of technical skills and that of a scientist, then you need to be a scientist. And if you look at Steve Jobs, same exact thing. Steve never worked on a Pixar movie and the technical stuff. He doesn't understand how that worked. Never worked or coded anything on the iPhone or the Mac. And is pretty much heralded as like the #1 tech master of all time. So what did he do right there? Again, focusing on management, getting the best people, getting the best scientists, getting the best engineers, and then optimizing these people in a way to get result. And so if you're trying to build any big company or do anything big, your job is never technical. It's never in the dirt. It's building a greenhouse that attracts certain types of animals and certain types of plants, and then optimizing every part of that greenhouse, like the air conditioning and the oxygen levels and the food types and the ingredients in the food and everything, to get these people and manage them like an orchestra to get said result. One person is never going to have enough technical knowledge or enough technical skills to do anything. I mean, Elon Musk knows a lot of engineering and helps with the ships and everything like that, but it's his management skills, it's his way he's able to get people together in this greenhouse. They're all on the same page and get these people to all focus on a certain direction. That's what every great billionaire does. I could be wrong here, but I can't name any billionaires off the top of my head who made their billions by inventing the discovery. It's all people who manage to get people together to build the discoveries and build the technology. So let's see. What else do we got going on? What other questions you guys have? And again, guys, like if you want to see, a lot of people are asking like, what's the best way to get started? I'll just reemphasize. If you look to right there, mhlinks.com/sun. If you sign up through that link right there, you'll get access to Market Hero, which essentially allows you to send all your emails. And it basically gives you a course called the 8X 2.0 Academy, which shows you step-by-step how to get to $5,000 per month. Then it gives you all the tools inside of Market Hero to go and build that $5,000 per month business. Shows you all the beginner training. It shows you exactly how to build the funnels. Shows you exactly how to write copywriting, how to generate tons of free traffic. We even give you a free traffic tool. Shows you how to do all the paid traffic, a huge Facebook course. And then we're also going to throw in is the VMA program, which is a $197 course that shows you exactly how I built my YouTube channel, how I go and run all my advertising. For example, I spent $15,000 yesterday, did $32,000 in this one processor. We have 3. And then I did think about another $10,000 in PayPal. So that's about $42,000 back yesterday. So it shows how I run ads on YouTube at least, which is like 1/3 of this, or 1/2 of that to be more accurate. And then what it's also going to do is it's going to give you our Here Now program, which actually shows how I do really long form, high-end sales. And so that's really useful. And you can get all that for free if you go through that link. And it will also give you half off Market Hero for life. Instead of the $99 per month, it'll only be $47. And if you want to cancel at any time, there is a simple little button in the settings tab to go and cancel under billing. You just click billing, click remove card, you never have to pay anything, and you can actually lower it to as low as $9 per month, so you can just learn the entire time. So that's the deal we're doing for the day. So if you want a way to get started, there's a really easy way. What other questions do you guys have? Someone said, question, I'm an engineer, and I worry that no one will hire me back as an engineer if my business fails because I took such a long break from work. You know, when it comes to that, so don't become an entrepreneur. Just don't. But if you don't want to spend the next 40 years of your life working for someone else, it's going to be 72% of your life, dude. And you're not happy with how much money you're making as an engineer, and you're not fulfilled, aka what you're working on isn't something you would do if you weren't being paid. Like what I'm doing, what I do for a living, I do for 10 times less than I'm making right now, 100 times less. I think that would still work as a livable income. And so that's the decision you got to make. And if the answer is no, then you got to do something. I mean, why are you worried about going back to an engineer? If your business fails, just make another one, and then make another one, and then make another one. Because I guarantee at the end of the day, when you look back, you're going to regret not doing it more than you're going to regret doing it even if you fail. Because I mean, like, what happens if you like lose your job and you're like broke for a while? Like, how does that change you? Because what's going to be covered? Like, say you have to take a hit and you have to like live off your savings or shit, or you're like poor for a while. Your living expenses are still covered. You have basic engineer skills. You could still afford a house. You could still afford air conditioning, food, everything you need to be happy. So what's the big loss? You know? What changes about you if you're living in a smaller house? What are your thoughts on smoking cigarettes? If you're putting anything in your body that slows you down, messes with your brain, makes you dumb, you're a moron. You're just dumb. Your skin's gonna age super fast. You're gonna think super slowly. Someone said, how do you know if a product is bad? It doesn't get results. And it doesn't get results better than anything else out there. If your product takes too much selling to sell, it's probably not. So, for example, there's two types of products. Like, if you look at HCOM 3030, which is our education program, it's the most successful e-commerce program ever created. That program is very similar to a lot of other people. The product is 10 times better than any other e-commerce program out there, but from face value, it's very similar to other stuff. So we got to sell. And that takes a really, 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 really good sales process to sell that. And if you want to go and you want to know if the way I know if that product is bad or not is if it doesn't get results. But it does get results. So that's one thing. If your product doesn't get people results and you don't have pages of people proclaiming how awesome your product is, for example, if you just go load up, if you don't have pages of people getting the desired result that your product promises, your product fucking sucks. So that's how you know your product's bad. If you can't do this, your product's bad. If you don't have a page that takes so long to load with customer results on it, your product's bad. Now, the other way you know if your product is bad is, for example, in SaaS, what a lot of people do is they'll go and create products that are very similar to other products out there. And if you're creating products that don't solve a problem 200 times better than someone else, then it's a bad idea. It's very, very hard to win in any niche where your product's exactly the same as someone else. And if you're doing like drop shipping or SEO or consulting, you know your product's bad or not if you see a lot of customer complaints and people aren't happy. And when it comes to like e-commerce, you can make your product so much better with support and delivery times and how well people use your site and the ease and enjoyment people do have when doing business with you. So those are a few signs that your product is really good or your product's really bad. Let's see. Someone said, how do you set your motivation and inspiration on fire? There's a few things. So, really, besides having a purpose, which I'll talk about here in a second. Well, here's the first thing. You got to have a purpose. Maybe if you're starting off, your purpose is to have a cool house and a cool car and be rich. And that was... There's a few purposes that I see a lot of beginner entrepreneurs. And a lot of people set out because they want to work less and make a lot of money. And that right there really won't get you the motivation or desire that you're looking for. It just simply won't, because if your goal when you're working is to not work, you're not going to be really excited about what you're doing, and you're not going to have the motivation. If your goal is just to make money, money's a symptom of having fun working and doing something well. It's a symptom of solving a big problem. And so that's like saying if you want to do well at World of Warcraft, your goal should be to hit level 80. But that's not the goal. Your goal needs to be to kill enough creatures to hit level 80. And so you're not really going to have the motivation right there. So what you should do if you're beginning is you can have 3 different purposes, but the ones most people are going to get is you have to find some way to trigger competition in yourself by either competing with other people. So for example, you're going to see a lot of entrepreneurs, they get into this because their friends are doing it, or they want to prove people wrong, or they're angry. Okay, and you got to set those big goals and stuff. So for example, a lot of people's goal is to get rich enough to prove other people wrong and compete with other people and win. And that can be a goal all in itself. But if your goal isn't to really win, if your goal isn't to be the best, if your goal isn't to beat other people, if your goal is just to like provide and stuff like that, you're not really going to have that drive, because nothing about it has anything to do with your emotional fulfillment. It all has to do with just getting money in a bank account. That's not fulfilling. That's not going to fulfill you or excite you. Nobody gets that. You have to really love the process and what you're doing. So that's one of the first things I would give you right there. Now you can also go for a higher purpose. So my higher purpose, and this is where the real juice comes from, but you don't really need this unless you want to break 10 million a year. If you want to break 10, 20, 50 million a year, you got to really have another why, or you're going to get really lost. And so that why is you have to have a vision. So our vision at Market Hero is to completely change how sales tracking is done. And then my why is to change how human beings live forever with a cybernetics company and AI. But I'm not really going to talk about that. And that's not really something like that. But you have to be excited about tomorrow. If you're not excited about tomorrow and what you're doing, it's going to be impossible. Now, the other things that come into that is you have to have some level of happiness and energy. Okay? You're not going to have fun and you're not going to be motivated if your energy levels are shit and you're not happy. And the way you really get happy is you have to fix your brain. You have to have clarity. You have to clear up all that brain fog by fixing your gut, improving your sleep, developing discipline and work habits. You know, you got to, I mean, those ones will get you right most of the way. If you fix your gut, you're going to clear up a lot of brain fog. If you fix your body and stuff like that, you're going to fix your sleep. If you master sleep, you're going to have a lot of energy. And if you develop good work habits and stuff like that, and you've learned to focus on stuff that actually brings you fulfillment and understand what brings you fulfillment, you're going to get a lot of happiness, and you're going to have the energy to do that. And so without these things right here, it's really, really, really fucking hard to go and become successful, because you're just not going to have the energy to be happy. If you think back to any time in your life, it's very unlikely that you ever achieved anything when you were unhappy or depressed and not enjoying what you're doing. Like, you might have passed like a math class or something like that. You might have succeeded in algebra. But the God's honest truth is that you probably never did anything great or worthwhile or beat anybody else. Like if you passed algebra, graduated from college, guess what? Millions of people do that. If you graduated top 5% of your class, you probably didn't do that while you were unhappy and lethargic the entire time. You probably didn't do that unless you had a higher purpose to do that. You know, even geniuses fail at stuff when they're not engaged. So that's what you need to get into. So Clash says, I'm 17, but I fear investing all my money in e-com and failing. It's because you have a really stupid fucking opinion of business. That's why. A lot of people think of business as like going to Vegas and putting your money on roulette. Like, and if like the ball doesn't land right here, you're fucked. And the question is, why do you think that? That's the problem. Because when most people start businesses, they're right here in life. And here's where they want to go, which is financial freedom. And they want to do it through entrepreneurship, but they think it takes a ton of time, a massive investment, luck, and all this crap. And that's true. If you want to build Market Hero, my company, and have 30 employees and some of the best engineers in the world, and build a software company, yeah, you're going to need those things. If you want to build a Shopify business, if you want to build a consulting business, for example, my first business was an SEO consulting business and an SEO information business, and I also rank SEO sites and get affiliate income coming in. I really didn't invest any money in that business. I invested it all in my current lifestyle, which by that I mean paying rent. I had $300 a month rent, probably $500 a month in food, and maybe $300 a month in bills, and then I had about $1,000 a month left over, $1,500 from working a barback job and some money I saved up in the Air Force. So I didn't need a lot of cash. It was a total cash flow business. And so I didn't do anything that creative. I didn't do anything that took a ton of experience. Once I figured this out and how to work correctly, I got to 1.5 million a year in about 6 months. But again, I had about 2 years of not having success because I didn't know how to work correctly and I didn't have the right motivation. And so all the shit that people tell you about business, like who are the people telling you that it takes a lot of cash and if you fail, you're going to lose all your money and you're screwed? Who's telling you that? Is it other entrepreneurs who are making money? Is it people that are right here through entrepreneurship? Or is it people that are in the safe life who drive to fucking work every single day in 2 hours of traffic and work 60 hours weeks doing something they hate and retire poor? It's these people saying this. It's not entrepreneurs. Go find any entrepreneur that's successful. None of them are going to say, well, if you fail, you're screwed. And it takes all these things. Most of them are going to tell you the complete opposite. And so, first off, you need to diagnose that symptom in your head and realize it's not true. If I told you that there was a swimming pool and you had to swim across, in order to get to success, you had to swim across it. And then I also told you there was 22 great whites swimming in that swimming pool, you wouldn't get in there. But if there wasn't 22 great whites in there, you'd be pretty stupid not to swim across. But everybody in your life is telling you there's a bunch of great white sharks in the swimming pool. So no wonder you're not getting in and swimming. No wonder. How are you supposed to do something when you're constantly looking below you thinking an imaginary shark's going to eat you? You can't. But the secret is, if you want to swim across the swimming pool, don't listen to the fucking kids in floaties on the side of the pool who have never even swam across the pool. Listen to the guy on the other side who's like, yeah, dude, there aren't any sharks. It's just water and a little bit of pee from the kids at the swimming pool. It's not that bad. So then the next thing you got to do is stop playing from absolutes and zero sums. So everybody thinks it's like going to Vegas. Like you take $3,000 you've made in your life and you put it on red. Why? First off, why not have a part-time job where you make $2,000 a month and then in your free time work on your business? I did that. And if you live in a college town and you're young, my rent was $300 a month. $200 to $300 a month in other bills, $500 a month in food. That gives me an extra $1,000 a month to work my business. And you need to ask yourself, if you can't invest an extra $500 a month in your business, why are your choices in life so awful? Why are you living in an apartment that costs too much? Why are you spending so much on other stuff? Why can you not generate $2,000 a month? That's minimum wage-ish. You know, and then also what I do is I do freelance work. And so what would happen is if my business failed, say this was like roulette where it's based on luck. If my business landed on somewhere else and I didn't succeed, I made that money back and I just kept at it. So the problem isn't with business. The problem isn't with your skill set. The problem isn't with you being smart enough. The problem isn't the risk. It's the fact that you believe a bunch of shit that's not true and that you keep operating from a falsehood that really only takes a little bit of self-responsibility and working when you get done with work to fix. So that's what you need to do. That's all. That's it. Someone said people have kids. Okay. People have this. People have this problem. I see people all the time. I have this problem, so I can't do it. Well, then give up. Just give up. If you have kids and you can't do it, give up. If you don't know how to use a computer and you're not technically challenged, just give up. Just stop. If that's what's going to stop you, you're not going to succeed at entrepreneurship, because entrepreneurship is essentially solving problems. For example, when I needed to go and build Market Hero, here were my problems. I needed money to invest in the company. I needed to know how to manage engineers. I didn't know anything about developing software or building a company. I didn't know anything about hiring. And when I first started the company, I couldn't get any customers. It was really hard to get customers after the initial boost at Market Hero. All of these things right here, I was fucked. And you want to tell me because you have a 12-year-old who you need to feed that you had it harder than I did? Please, these are problems right here. Having $100K a month in hiring cost, no customers coming in, not knowing how to build a software company, and not knowing how to hire engineers, and then starting a software company. That's tough. That's a problem. Feeding your fucking kids. Granted, you need extra money for that. You have responsibilities. But what I did right there is I solved the problem. I learned how to advertise in a way that created money and customers for my software company at the same time. I learned how to hire engineers. I learned how to hire people. I learned how to design software for customers. And what I did there is I solved problems. And if you look at any entrepreneur ever, whether they're doing SEO or consulting or any low-tier business, it's solving problems. If you think you're going to walk into entrepreneurship and not solve a single problem, which in your case right now is finding a way to build a business while you have kids, if you're gonna run into a problem and say, but no, I know that you're not cut out to be an entrepreneur, and that's okay. You can quit. You don't have to do it. And I don't mean that in a condescending way. You don't have to. Only 1 in 99 people are successful entrepreneurs. If the troubles in putting away money because you have kids is too much, trust me, you're going to run into a lot harder problems than putting aside a little bit extra money and finding time to work on your business aside from your kids. Trust me, you're going to find a lot worse issues. You know? And if you don't, and here's the thing, if you have kids. So, if you have kids, what are your problems? Don't have time. Here's what you do. On the weekends, don't have friends. From 6 to 8 o'clock at night, or after your kids go to bed, don't talk to anybody. Cut off all your socializing. Hey, you know that television in your house? Destroy it. Just smash it. You know that Xbox you have, your cell phone? You know Facebook? You know what you're doing right now? Destroy it. Get off YouTube. Destroy it. There you go. Congratulations. You have 2 more hours left a day. Just stop having friends for 6 months. Don't have any money? Turn off everything. Your Netflix account, your cable. Eat crap food. Go do some freelance work on Fiverr. You know, The real solution is don't have kids until you can afford them. But in those 2 hours, yeah, learn a freelance skill. Pick up some freelance work on Fiverr and Warrior Form. That's what I did. I got to about $300 a day, about $9,000 a month. And then what I also did when I was building my first business, while I was at $9,000 a month, I went and got a job as an SEO manager at an agency to make an extra $4,000 to $5,000 a month. So I was working a full-time job while doing freelance work while working on my business. Now, I'm not Santa Claus or anything like that. I'm not doing anything special. I worked at a job for about 8 hours a day, then did freelance work, and then worked on my business. I had plenty of money for my business. I had plenty of time, and I still got shit-faced on the weekends. So I'm not special, and what I did there was not that stressful. So I can't... If your biggest problem is just kids, get real, man. Get real. You're lying to yourself. That's okay. You don't have to stop lying to yourself. But you're going to have to at some point if you want to be an entrepreneur. Let's see. Someone said webinars. So look, if you want to learn webinars, which I think is the easiest way to make a lot of money ever. So for example, I spent 15,000. I spent about 11,000 yesterday advertising a webinar. This one processor right here did 32,000. Did about 45,000 in if you include PayPal. If you want to learn how to do all that, like you want a good place to get started, I'm going to answer as many questions as I can on the stream. But you can also go to mhlinks.com/son. I think I actually have that in the live dashboard right there. Oh, there we go. There's also a link right below the video, which you can see right there. But you can go to that link right there. Actually, I need to go update that for free and 50% off. MH for life. There you go. So that's the offer. And what that will do, guys, is once you go in there, it's 100% free to try, and I'm going to give you 50% off Market Hero for life, which is pretty dang cool. And what that will do is it'll take you to Market Hero, so this will allow you to build all your funnels, all the cool stuff. Like, for example, here's a funnel that sold about $60,000 worth of stuff in the last 14 days. So it will actually show you how to build all the funnels, how I do all my sales copying, which is pretty dang cool. You can see people just going through the funnel right there. Each person that goes in this funnel is worth about 20 bucks to me. It will show you how to build that in what is called the 8X Academy. So we'll show you how to go out there, start your business for free using 100% free traffic, get it to $5,000 per month. It will show you all my sales tactics, how I write sales copywriting. It will show you to get traffic for free. We'll show you to get traffic on Facebook. And then what we're also going to throw in is we're going to throw in the Hero in Our program, which shows everything you need to know about writing webinars if you're a beginner and how to get free traffic to them. This is pretty much the most essential skill set I ever learned for selling high-ticket stuff, whether you're selling business to business or to clients. And then we'll also give you the VMA program, which shows you step-by-step how to create YouTube videos, make them go viral on YouTube, and then advertise on YouTube super cheaply to get a really high ROI. So that's a $197 course, a $297 course, plus Market Hero 50% off for life, and you can try it free for 14 days. There's a simple cancel button inside, and you can even downgrade to $9 a month if you just want to focus on learning first and applying little things with a very small list on Market Hero. I'm only doing that today. It's an incredible deal, and I'm not offering that again. That's a deal that I did earlier this year, and it's a crazy-ass deal, and I'm not going to do that because if you want to get started and you won't even try something for free that you can actually pay $9 a month for and get like $500 worth of courses for free on top of that, you probably don't want to be an entrepreneur. And so that's it. I'm not going to bend over backwards if you're trying to convince you to do something you don't want to do. So that's how that works. That's all there is to it. Some ads says, stop sending me your shitty ads, motherfucking Jew. Okay. So you seem like a wonderful person. Racial slurs and curses and screaming at me because you won't discover ad block all in one message. You, sir, you must be lovely to deal with in real life. I'll just undo that. I'll do that right there. Yeah, pretty crazy stuff. If you don't like the ads, just skip them. I'm sorry you saw ads on YouTube. I realize the ads are annoying if you see them over and over again. I apologize for that. I truly do. Let's see. Someone said, what was I like before I was an entrepreneur? And I want to stress one thing. I'm not Batman. This isn't like some origin story or anything like that. I really say there's 3 stages. There was me in the Air Force. And then there was $1 to $2 million a year me. And then there's $10+ million a year me. Okay? And if you want to verify any of those numbers, there's my account right there. You can look at, let's just do the last 1 week in sales. So about, oops, I'm not going to put it in the password right there. But you can see last week, last 7 days, I do about 250 to 270,000 in sales every week. This is just one processor right there. If you include PayPal. So I just want to show that because a lot of people are going to be like, I make a ton of money, and then they won't show you in their pay stubs or anything like that. So, Air Force me basically thought I was a loser, very low confidence, very risk averse, and very low self-esteem. That's pretty much it. And also poor work ethic, poor discipline, and stuck doing a lot of things I didn't want to do. So those things resulted in me being a minimum wage kind of person. I made about, I think, 20 to 30,000 a year when I was in the military. So 1 to 2 million a year. Very, very driven. I'll say that, but very poor work habits. As in, I could work for like 24 hours straight, and it was just all over the place. There's no consistency. And very based in ego, and but very good at what I did. I was very good at what I would do, but I wasn't depending on other people. And then 10+ mil a year, very organized, really good work habits, really good health, and very poor health when I was at 1 to 2 mil a year. And the transition between Air Force and that was really just anger with my current situation, and that allowed me to get to there. And then, I mean, some of the stuff that drove me was to make more money, but really what got me here was wanting to prove people wrong and anger at my current situation. And so I had to change. And then what got me to here, and what's really helping Skyrock there, is you have to find a purpose outside of ego. And you have to start really focusing on tackling big problems and focusing on problems first and focusing on your employees and really becoming a team player. And I don't want to say I'm selfless, but you have to, you really have to really focus on the entire picture. You can't just be a one-trick pony who does those things. So that's really the 3 phases, if I could sum it up like that. And so that's what's going on right there. And you're going to see, you're probably in similar phases in your entire life. Do I still go to the gym, work out in my daily routine? I go to the gym 3 times a week. Someone says, how will you get to 1 billion? I mean, that's the $1 billion question. And I don't want to say like, I don't want to say I'm going to get to $1 billion. I mean, no one does that. What I want to do is I don't want to make money. And your goal really, I mean, if you're just getting started, I understand you want to get to 5 to 50K a month, and that's fine. Like your goal there can be to make money. But it's really hard to do that when you're not also in love with what you're doing. And the way, if you're beginning to fall in love with what you're doing, is you're probably not going to do something you're in love with. But you can fall in love with competition. Okay, so if you're starting off, find a way to make what you're doing competition. You can find a way to fall in love with your community. You can find a way to fall in love with improving yourself. You can fall in love with that. And you can fall in love with helping people. And so when you're starting off, you need to make your goal competition, community, improving, and helping. Those are all really good feelings. And then you can also dig into anger a little bit, you know, beating people, and winning. And you can dig into ego a little bit, showing people up, you know. I'm not going to lie, it is satisfying when other people in your life... Sorry, I'm on a 48-hour fast right now, so I'm going to get a little bit sweaty because there's all sorts of shit being pushed out of my body right now. I'm doing a metal cleanse right now, so that's why I get a little bit greasy sometimes on these streams. Isn't that gross? All right, but you also can dive a little bit in the ego, and this isn't going to help you make good decisions long term, but to make good short-term decisions and make money fast, you can use them. It's kind of like the dark side of the force. It can help you make money fast, but these things are going to really mess you up. Like I had like a mental breakdown and had to like dig down deep and face a lot of ugly things. And the longer you rely on beating people and ego and selfishness, the bigger that beast is going to be to fix when you actually need to go somewhere else in your business and really grow. But when you first get started off, if you're doing like SEO consulting, email marketing, Shopify, Amazon FBA, those are popular ways that people get started. You're not going to love those things. You're not going to love them, but you can fall in love with competing with your friends or find other people in those industries and compete with them. For example, Devin Zander, one of my good friends, he's one of my founders at HCOM. A good friend of mine, Donald Wilson. Who else are some people I've known for a long time? Those are two really good examples. They're both 8-figure millionaires now. And I've known all of them I've known Devin since he was 18 years old and broke. I've known Donald Wilson since he was flipping like mugs and stuff on Facebook. And so you got to find people to compete with and find people in your community. And then find people in your community that make you happy and make you excited. Because community, if you look at studies between Harvard graduates, people that study on their own have significant bouts of depression. They don't feel good, and a lot of them fail Harvard. They have a very high fail rate, and their test scores are very low compared to people in study groups who are able to cope because they have community, they have competition. And really, humans are comparative creatures. We compare ourselves to everything. And so if you have people to compete and compare yourself to and give you a support chain, it's going to help you enjoy the process. If you fall in love with improving yourself instead of trying to make money, you're going to enjoy waking up and you're going to be excited about the next day. Every single day, I can see how much better I'm doing. I can see how much happier my employees are and stuff like that. And if you really fall in love with getting your customers results and seeing them happy, that's going to help you. And that's going to help you make and drive yourself to have that motivation in a business that you aren't particularly in love with. So someone asked, how do you get to $1 billion? If you look at Elon Musk, or you look at Benjamin Franklin, or you look at Rockefeller, or you look at any billionaires, a lot of them aren't trying to become billionaires. For example, Benjamin Franklin made a lot of inventions that could have made him significantly richer, and he just gave away all the patents. Elon Musk just did the same exact thing with Tesla. If you look at Rockefeller, how he determined and justified crushing everybody, he never spent any of the money that he made. Like he was very frugal, and he gave most of it away, but he loved to win, and he loved to, and he basically just assumed everything that he did was based on God's will. That's what he did. And so he was in love with winning and basically viewed his company as God's hand. And that's how he became a billionaire, and that's how he did everything. And he loved organizing and structuring things, and that's how I did it. And so if you look at anyone who's a billionaire, what you need to really set out to do, and no one here on this, I probably won't even become a billionaire. Let's get real. But what I want to do is not make $1 billion. What am I going to do with $1 billion? What is $1 billion going to change in my life right now? Heck, if I move back into a 1-bedroom apartment, if Amazon moves to Dallas, I'm probably going to sell my house for the huge cash influx and probably just move back into like a 1-2-bedroom apartment. Because really, if you think about it, how many people here, if your food, if your AC, if your electricity, and you're living in your shelter is covered, what is really going to change that much in your life if you had $1 billion? What is going to change with you? What's going to change with you as a person if you're dressing nicer and you're able to spend more money and you're able to fly private? What changes with you? And the only thing that changes is your perception of yourself. And so what you need to do is really look at why your perception of yourself right now is so shitty. Because if you have $1 billion or you have $200 to your name, the only thing that changes outside of being able to eat, live comfortably, and have your needs covered, which you can do on $20,000 a year, is your perception of yourself. The only difference between the guy at the club who is on the dance floor in the masses of people and the guy spending $10,000 at a table is perception of self. So, what you need to do if you want to become a billionaire and make a lot of money is you need to first off drop that perception that the money matters. It doesn't. It literally cannot change anything. And you must instead focus on what excites you and what things you want that make you just go, fuck, that's awesome, and makes you spring out of bed. If you look at Warren Buffett, he loves investing in boring ass businesses. He goes to McDonald's every single day, gets a Egg McMuffin, and drinks a Coke. I don't know how he's made it to 86. And tap dances into work and works on all this stuff. If you looked at Bill Gates, when he was at his boarding school and they moved the computer in, Bill Gates just would spend 3 days straight on the computer making code. And the same thing at Microsoft. He'd sit in the office for 72 hours straight coding because he loved it. He did not become a billionaire. He saw the future, yes, but he fell in love with the future, and that's what he worked on. Same thing with Elon Musk. That's why Elon Musk was able to invest all of his money into Tesla and SpaceX, despite it being a dumb way to invest his money. And now he's worth, I don't know how much money he's worth right now. It goes up and down. And if you look at all the projects he's working on, none of it has anything to do with money. So someone asks, what's the way to get to $1 billion? You have to find something that changes a lot of people's lives and affects a lot of people. So Rockefeller became the world's first billionaire by basically unifying every single oil company into one company, the Standard Oil Company. And that changed, and at that time, oil was a mess. You couldn't even make money selling it. The margins were so low that oil didn't really work. So that's how he became a billionaire. If you look at Ben Franklin, what he did is he brought, the way he made his initial money is he made printing presses. And he franchised them all over America. Now, I don't think he was a billionaire, but he made a shit ton of money doing that. If you look at Pat Ma, what he did is he revolutionized how people get products in China and how they buy products. He gave millions and millions and millions of people a way to make money. So that's how you become a billionaire. Someone said Elon Musk's net worth is $22 billion. I don't know what his net worth is because I don't care. You know, it doesn't really matter to me. I just know he does something. Someone said, if I heard of Dan Pena, everybody always asks me. I don't really have thoughts on Dan Pena. I've watched now his videos. I can't make sense on it. I'm sure he's a great guy, and I'm sure he's the real deal. A lot of the things he says is just, it's not true about building businesses. Now, that could be because I'm inexperienced and stupid. I'm pretty sure he'd call me a flaming C word. But willpower and anger and emotion and drive is not enough to get success. The people who become billionaires, this is how every billionaire is made. And anybody who adopts this gets super rich. It's people that view a business like a greenhouse, and they get exceptionally good at attracting the right animals and plants to live in that greenhouse and creating the optimal environment and identifying one goal for the greenhouse. And they attract the right animals, the right plants, and they create an environment that is amazingly good and a vision for these people to get behind, which is the goal. And then he does that. That's what every billionaire does. For example, Richard Branson, his greenhouse was virgin. And he created a place that people love to work in, smart people love to work in, and they built something and unified around a goal. If you look at Google, they built a greenhouse, and their goal was to unify the world's information, and they built a greenhouse from that attracted the brightest and smartest, best people on earth who loved working there, and they loved making genius ideas and doing stuff, and they reached their goal. Going out there and screaming and working 72 hours a day and putting in tons of will and brute force is not how you do it. You will not attract the right people. You will not create the right environment, and you will drive yourself insane, and you will burn out. And if you were burnt out, you will not be able to see the future. You won't be creative. If you look at Jeff Bezos, he created the right environment, and what Jeff Bezos does that makes him worth $100 billion is he makes probably 10 really good decisions every single year. And that's through clarity and understanding exactly what he wants in his greenhouse and what he doesn't. You can even quote Warren Buffett. He said to get really rich, you only need to make 4 to 5 good decisions. Someone said, how do I use for my super in-depth health test I do yearly? I use a doctor in Dallas who I'm not going to name because I don't know. I just don't want to name him on. I don't want to name him on the stream. But I do a series of tests, which are a bacteria breath test, a stool test. That's gross, but yes. I do a test where they pump dye through your veins. It allows you to basically see any blockages, but that's not really relevant unless you have heart problems and stuff like that, or you're getting a little bit older. I do a really, really in-depth blood test that tells me about any poisonings or anything in my body, and I also have my thyroid/hormones checked, and I also take a cortisol test. And I do this more than once a year. But that all, if you go through a doctor, costs probably about $12,000. You can also get some of these tests on your own and read it on your own, but I work with my doctor to make sure I'm in peak, because my head, if I don't have the energy, I'm not going to be able to do stuff. Like, for example, I've been up since 3 a.m. this morning working, and I'm not tooting my horn. Like, guys, I want to always stress that I'm not superhuman. I don't have a genius IQ. I suffer from just as many temptations and bad habits as everybody else. I'm just like you, except I have a little bit more experience doing this stuff. But the way that you succeed when you're just like everybody else is you need to make sure you have the brain of a 16-year-old. And so in order for me to have the energy to get up at 3 a.m. and be working right now, because right now I'm so far up, I've knocked out all my checklists for the past week. Like, I'm so far up in work that I have energy just to do it a live stream, and I can't do this if my body's not in peak. And if you've ever had any serious health condition or anything going on in your head or lots of brain fog, it's just so hard. It's so hard to do anything impactful. So that's why I do that. Someone said, when did you say fuck this regular life shit? Here's the thing, and this is going to be the craziest thing ever. So many entrepreneurs are going to call you a loser for having a job and working somewhere. And the really most important thing is, I didn't say fuck regular life. There's a life that you don't enjoy, and there's a life that you do enjoy, which is fulfillment. And here's what fulfillment really is. If you want to look at happiness, there's zero connection between money. There's very little connection between, once you have your initial needs covered, there's very little connection between money and happiness. The people that have the highest happiness ratings in their life, it's not a person that's an entrepreneur, it's not a person that has a specific type of job. It's people that feel that what they do every single day has a purpose and have something to look forward to, and are working towards that. Okay? And these are the two biggest things in life that will make you happy. And this could be anything. There are janitors that work at very important companies. Like, if this isn't a specific example, but if you look at a janitor at SpaceX, for example, they love their job because they feel their purpose is, if they didn't clean up and help the engineers and keep the workspaces clean, the engineers wouldn't be able to build the ships that shoot people into space. And then also, there's something to look forward to in the future. And then also people who are constantly trying to work towards something, whether it's self-improvement, whether it's getting better at meditating. This is why you can see monks who have no money to their name but are extremely happy. And so what I'm saying fuck to is a life where you sacrifice these things in order to pay your bills. If your job aligns with these things, for example, I think I could be very, very happy if I was a developer at a video game company and I had free will to do that. And so that's the thing right there, guys. And also what a few of these things that come into this is, if you can achieve choice in your life, if you have choice, that's another thing that ties into happiness. These things right here are what going to make you happy and fulfilled. Okay? And so the reason why a lot of people are also extremely unhappy is because the way to define themselves is this. This is something that made me very unhappy for a long time and really led to a lot of bad business decisions as well. Trying to make 10 different businesses at once. Because most people's perception of themselves is what they think other people think they are. And so if you've ever seen a person at a club spending tons of money and acting really cool in the corner, surrounding him with a bunch of people that don't really like him and are there to drink all their stuff, what he's trying to do is his perception of himself is controlled by what he thinks these other people think. So he wants these people to think that he is cool and successful. And so he's creating this appearance or this false being because his sense of self-worth comes from that. And if you can get rid of that brain fuck and determine your perception of self based on your perception of yourself, what you think you are, then that's step one. And then step two, go out there and find a life where you find purpose in what you're doing and you're working towards something every single day. If you are not working towards something and you don't feel there's a purpose in what you're doing, and most importantly, you don't feel like you have choice in your life, you're going to be very depressed. You're not going to have a good life. And so that's what I said fuck to. And I love working in my garage every single day on businesses and Market Hero and building my team. And that's what I enjoy. And another thing that really associated that you have to get away from is I was originally building businesses to make a lot of money. You know? And that stuff right there isn't gonna make you happy. And then I was building other businesses so other people thought I was successful. So I could say, fuck you, look how successful I am. That's not gonna make you happy because you're building this creature and you're making decisions based on this creature that is not you. So that's what you have to say fuck to. Someone said, why are you even at the club? Sometimes going to the club and getting smammered with your best friends is really fun. And then, I mean, like, I'm not saying don't go out there and blow money and do superficial things. Just do it for the right reasons. One of my favorite things to do, but I don't do it very much anymore because I need to stay focused. I love getting a private jet with all my friends on it, getting smashed and going to Vegas. It's a ton of fun. I'm not above the sins of the flesh, all right? But I don't do that anymore because it's just really distracting to my work. But if you're going out there and you're filling a private jet with a bunch of people who you don't care about to go to Vegas to spend money on people you don't care about so other people think you're successful, and you're taking pictures in front of the jet so other people think you're successful, then you truly are lost. So that's the difference. That's the difference. And here's the thing too. Someone's like, why are you at the club? If my goal, guys, look, if my goal was only make $10 million a year, I would go get shit-faced once a week with my friends. It is a blast. I love it. It is the best thing ever. Just going out, getting tanked, rolling around, me and my girlfriend going out, getting a nice dinner with all your friends, going getting tanked, having fun, going to the club and just getting wild. That's great. But I want to be a billionaire and I want to build a cybernetics company. I want to live to be 400 years old. And so I have to sacrifice those things. You have to sacrifice things. If I only want to make $10 million a year, that's what I do. But I don't want to make just $10 million a year. So if you want to make $100,000 a year, that's your big goal. You can keep a lot of things that you enjoy. It's about your purpose and fulfillment. It's not about the money. Thoughts on college? Why? It's just, here's the thing about college. Let's just break it down. All right, so $80,000 and then 4 years of your life. That makes no sense. 2 years in college is spent, and don't talk to me about the experience, the college experience. You can move to a college town and get drunk with young people and chase girls. You don't have to go to school there. So don't give me that. But 4 years of your life, 2 years of it spent learning irrelevant stuff, and 2 years of it learning outdated stuff isn't up to date. And that's one thing. If you want to be a doctor or a lawyer, that's great. Like, for example, one thing I want to do if I ever sell Market Here is I want to go at MIT and learn basic engineerings of nanotechnology and 3D printing. That's great. If you're going to college to learn about a specific subject and learn something, great. Paying for specific skills and knowledge, great. If you're going to college to get a degree, to work at a job, stupid. So that's my thoughts. If you're spending 4 years of your life on anything, stupid. Stupid. You can learn how to do SEO consulting, email marketing, run AdWords campaigns, run Facebook campaigns, campaigns in 2 to 3 months. And people keep asking me, what do I think about selling life insurance? What do I think about this business model? My opinion does not matter to you. You should ask yourself, what do you think about selling insurance? What do you think about this thing? What do you think? And are there examples of people making the money you want to have and having the amount of choice and freedom and fulfillment that you want to have? And if it's yes, then do it. What I think is irrelevant. What I think about my favorite type of steak has nothing to do with what your favorite food is. If I told you my favorite food is pizza, does that mean you should eat pizza? No. Ask yourself, what do you think about it? What do you know? Because you know what's going to make you happy if you really think about it. As soon as you remove other people from the bubble of what makes you happy and you find yourself, you're going to have a very clear idea of what's going to make you happy. If not, go sit in the shower for 3 hours and ponder on it. And guys, if you want to get started, first off, guys, give me an exclamation mark if you've taken the Market Hero 8X Academy 2.0 and you think it's the best thing you could ever pick up for like $9 a month or what. Like, we're giving 50% off. Give me an exclamation mark if you've been through it and it's absolutely awesome. Helped you start a business, helped you learn a massive amount of ton. Okay, cool. Yeah, if you've taken any of my training, it's helped you out. Awesome. Cool. So, look, guys, if you want to learn how to start, if you go to mhlinks.com/sun, and there's also a link right below here, this is going to give you full access to Market Hero. This is my software company. And this software allows you to send emails and build your first business. It also helps people do the most advanced tracking on planet Earth, but that's not what you're doing right now. And what it's going to do is it's going to give you the 8X Academy 2.0. This shows you how to build your first $5,000 per month business with 100% free traffic, aka no investment. We even give you tools to automate the traffic. We also are going to give you an Instagram growth and YouTube growth course. We're going to show you to build passive income. We're going to show you exactly how to go out there and build all the funnels, how to go out there and do all the sales and copywriting I do, how to generate a ton of free traffic, how to generate a ton of paid traffic. And then we're also going to throw in is a $197 course called the VMA program, which is going to show you exactly how I've gotten 26 million views on YouTube. So, for example, if you go over here to my dashboard, you can see right here, actually, I have 20 million views. Well, that makes me look like an idiot. I've been saying 26 million views forever now. And it's going to show you exactly how I go out there and get a lot of views and how I've grown my channel. But more importantly, it's going to show you to advertise to your viewers for a massive ROI. So if we just go like to one campaign right here, and let's do, okay, and then we'll just go right here. Right there, you can see this one campaign right here. I spent $1,000. I made $8,000 back, and this is way off. It's probably close to like $12,000. So what's going on right here, guys, is they will show you exactly how to do that. If you want to make $8,000 a month, this is the easiest way. You make a YouTube channel, you retarget your viewers. I'll show you how to do that, and then we'll also give you a course that shows you how to write webinars to sell high-ticket products, business to business, for consulting, whatever you want to do. And also throw in this one black file program, which basically shows all my like super advanced stuff. You can get that all for free by going to mhlinks.com/sun. This is only during this stream. Then it's done. You're not going to get this again. So fuck you. Because if you want to, I don't mean fuck you, but look, you can downgrade Market Hero to as low as $9 a month if you want to just go through the training and work at a very low tier with the software. And if I can't convince you to take a shot at entrepreneurship with tons of people in chat saying it's awesome by giving you 3 courses that are worth about $500 on their own, giving you a full course that shows you to build a $5,000 per month business, and giving you the software and traffic automation tool for free for 14 days. If you want swing at that, you obviously don't want to do this. And so I'm not going to bend over backwards trying to convince you to do something you really don't want to do. This would be like you telling me, I really want to eat pizza, and then I go and hire the world's best gourmet chef to make you a pizza, and then I hand you the pizza and I say it's free, and you throw the pizza in my face and say, gotcha, all right? And to that, I'm going to take away the pizza. So that's how it works. And the reason why I'm doing it only on the stream and doing a little bit of scarcity, because I want you to get off the fence. Everyone in the stream saying it's great. You can see inside it's great. It's 100% free to try, and you can even lower it down to $9 a month if you just want to keep the software and the training and go at a slower pace. And it'll also give you 50% off your Market Hero account for life as well when you come inside. So there you go. Like it's a really good deal. Someone said, do you have 2 training courses? We have HSA and we have Market Hero. Both are really good. Both are extremely cheap if you're starting off as a beginner. Market Hero is going to give you the tools. It's going to give you a lot of sales training. It's going to give you exactly step-by-step how to go and build everything. HSA is like a Netflix of sales training. You should get both because you can literally lower both down to $9 a month. And so like if you can't invest $18 a month on your software tools and training, you're kind of goofy if you're telling yourself you want to be, if you're serious about being an entrepreneur. That's like going to the gym and like turning down really good protein powder for $9 a month. How are you going to put on muscle if you won't drink any protein powder or get a gym membership? You know? How do you get ranked on Fiverr? I have no idea, Nicola. Do I look like a Fiverr freelancer to you? Nothing wrong with freelancing on Fiverr. I just don't know how the fuck to do that. Someone said what about last Sunday's deal? Nope, that's done. You can't get that. That's how that works. Last Sunday's deal is gone. This Sunday's deal, you get a $3,000 course, $197 course, and another $197 course, plus Market Hero half off for life. There's a lot of stuff. It's hard to memorize all this. And you also are able to get the full 8X Academy 2.0, which is like a course I was going to sell for $997 that just shows you everything you need to build a $5,000 per month business with 100% free traffic. There's everything you need here. You want ads, it's there. You want to see how to grow a YouTube channel, it's there. You want testimonials. We just had a lot of people hit exclamation marks saying it's an awesome thing. You should definitely take them up on it. You want to see how to write webinars. You want to see how to do YouTube ads. You want to see how to do anything. I'm offering it all to you here for free. Then $47 a month, which is half off the account for life. You can cancel at any time, or you can even lower the account down to $9 a month. So there you go. There you go, my fine, fine merry friend. That's all there is to it. It's that simple. Let's see. Let's see if we actually even have some people still on. Someone said it's $50 a month after 14 days. Yes, you have to pay for my software, and you have to pay for the training if you want to keep it. You have caught me red-handed. You have caught me selling my business on the internet, sir. Thy wisdom thou knows no bounds. You caught me selling my software for $50 a month. Yes, I should give it to you for free for life, and everything should be free forever. You have caught me in my scheme, good sir. I will jest with you no more. Jesus Christ. All right. Someone said if you had an opportunity to meet the world's most successful entrepreneurs, Jeff Bezos, Larry Page, Sergey Brin, Bill Gates, Jack Ma, what question would you ask them? I don't know. Just depends on the person. Any question I'd want to ask them, I've already learned through watching documentaries and speaking to them. I really don't like talking to people, and I find other people exhausting in real life. Not because I'm a dick, I'm an introvert. I don't like talking to other people. So I really wouldn't want to get dinner or anything with them because it'd just be like stressful because you're just forced to like ask them a question all the entire time. I'd probably just ask them, you know, I have no idea. It's a good question. Someone said, my problem is I realize I need a following, which since I'm starting will take a year. No, that's not true at all. You don't need a following. I'm not saying Ty Lopez or Gary Vee are wrong. They're using social media marketing to grow their brands. You don't need a following to grow your business. What you need is you need to be able to go and spend money. Look at yesterday, spent $16,000 on ads. Day after that, I've already made $5,000 just sitting on this call, and it has nothing to do with my following or you guys on here right now. No one's bought anything. Why do you need a following? Here's what you need to get rich: an ad, a funnel that converts, at break even, or let's just say 2x ROI if you're really sexy, and then a way to make a 5x ROI over 6 months by selling people that come through that funnel. None of this requires an Instagram account. None of it requires a YouTube channel. Stop. You can listen to Ty Lopez. You can listen to Gary Vee, but don't confuse followers and a following and popularity with being a successful entrepreneur. They are using it as a traffic source. They are successful entrepreneurs because they know how to build a business and use a traffic source to get it there. Do not confuse the traffic source and popularity and likes with success. It has nothing to do with it. There's nothing to do with creating a good product. It has nothing to do with creating a problem. Please, when people tell me this, go down to Austin or Silicon Valley and drive past every company that has a 9-figure net worth. Then find out the name of every CEO. Then go and check their followings on Instagram. I can name like 4 entrepreneurs who have huge followings on Instagram. Dan Lok, Gary Vee, and Ty Lopez. I think Gary Vee and Ty have a 9-figure net worth. I'm not sure. But I can name, not hundreds, because that'd be a long list of names. There are thousands and thousands and hundreds of thousands of CEOs with 9-figure net worths, maybe not hundreds of thousands, that have no followers, don't even have a social media account. So, can you name the CEO of Stripe or Salesforce or Slack? Probably can't. You probably never even watched a single video of these guys. That's what's so funny. Everybody's out there watching these, and I know I'm one of them. That's okay. These celebrity entrepreneurs, when you have the guy, the CEO of Slack, literally, like, there's just an interview with him just breaking down everything he did. And no one knows his name. No one's watched that. You have the CEO. I bet you can't name the CEO of Salesforce. Nobody knows who it is. I bet most people here don't know who Larry Ellison is. Or even know what, like, John Rockefeller did. No one knows those things, but everybody fucking knows exactly how many cars Ty Lopez has in his garage. There's nothing wrong with Ty. It's just goofy. It's just goofy that those are the only entrepreneurs that you'll listen to. Let's... Someone said I picked up last week's deals that cover YouTube ads. No, but look, Hard Gainer, dude, I'm offering you something for free right now. Last week's deal was $1. I am not going to sit here and pitch you a free thing that gives you like $500 worth of stuff and tons of courses that you can cancel at any time. Like, this is like you showed up to a restaurant with a free meal Groupon and you're making me pitch you the food you're about to eat. Eat the fucking food or go, like, or don't. You don't have to either way. Okay? You don't have to. What city do you want to build my skyscraper in? I don't know. We'll see if we get there. I don't like talking about that stuff really because it's just talk. It's just talk. You know, me sitting here saying these things are going to happen, it's just talk. You have to get to work. Someone said, any tips for increasing one's confidence? Asking me because I'm very shy. Stop taking yourself so seriously. If you're shy, it's because you're worried what other people think. And you need to diagnose whether you just don't like other people or you're too worried about what other people think. For the longest time, like, I was shy and didn't want to talk to people. And so I learned how to be an extrovert and like all the social skills you need to do. But I still got really tired even when practicing being an extrovert. And so you can teach yourself about extrovert skills, but you need to diagnose whether you're an introvert and you just don't like other people. And then just be okay with it. Like, I don't like talking to other people. I don't want to go get lunch and talk to someone for an hour. Not because I'm a dick. It's just exhausting. I find energy in my garage and hanging out with myself, my dog, and working on stuff. And so you need to figure out that stuff about yourself. And if you're shy and you really want to talk to other people and you want to be more social, you need to stop taking yourself so seriously. Because if you're afraid of what you're going to say, you think you're worried about what other people think. And you're playing to this audience that doesn't exist. If you're weird and people don't like you, that's their problem. A lot of times if you're weird, people are going to like you more. Like, who are you trying to impress with when you open your mouth? Even said, how much per month to buy a Lamborghini? It's $1,000, $2,000 a month if you put down a down payment. It's not that expensive. That's when people... That's why when people are like driving around saying they made it because they got a Lamborghini, I'm like, no, you didn't make it because you got a Lamborghini. It's not expensive. I mean, yeah, it is expensive to most people, but a person who's making 6 figures a year can save up, put down the down payment, and pay like $1,000 to $2,000 a month. Do you ever feel like quitting? No, because I like what I do. Someone said, what's the first step in building your cybernetics company? There's a lot of steps. There's a lot of things. The first step is not talking about it and getting the fucking work. That's the first step. Are you a Mason or Illuminati? Someone said, how important is your girlfriend to you? Very important. What advice would you give for people who want to become multimillionaires or billionaires? Develop discipline and sacrifice, and it'll be easy. Someone said, what are your 2 ways to stack and compound momentum? To stop complicating things by using words like stack and compound momentum. What does that even mean? Just show up to work and put in 12 hours of work every single day. Things will stack and compound. Keep it simple. That's what I mean. Someone said, how do you know what to work on every day when you're working for 12 hours? So yesterday is my off day, which again is pretty cool because I didn't work yesterday, and so generated about 40,000 yesterday. And for everybody who's new, everyone's gonna be like, it's Photoshop. You can just log in. Oh, that's great, JD. Log me out of Stripe. Where you go? But what you can do is, if you want to go, and what I'll do every Saturday is I will go and plan out my week in advance. Okay? And so I'll write a list of everything I want to get done. And then what I'll do in my notebook, which I write down everything I learned during the day, everything I want to get done, is I'll take tasks from that are most important and put it into the notebook. And so that's how you do it. Someone said, how would you find companies interested in buying your product? I'd talk to them first. I'd talk to them. Someone said, Alex, you can't cure bitch ass and laziness. Yeah, you can. I've been lazy. There was a point in my life where I was very lazy. Heck, even when I was doing like 2-3 million a year, a few years ago, even the point, like there was plenty of days where I sat around. I played a lot of video games. I was lazy all the time. You can cure laziness. You can cure bad habits if you're lazy and unmotivated right now. Use a lot of the things I talked about on this stream. That's how you cure it. The way I cured bad habits like drinking, one sec. The way I cured bad habits like drinking and focusing on nonsense like politics and video games and too much TV is I just set really clear principles for myself, and I found a reason why to have those principles. And so I decided, what is my goal on it? Do I really want to get there? And so if my goal is to let's just say, sell Market Hero for $500 million, I said, what do you care about more, these things or this thing? And I care about this thing more. So I killed these things. And you need to set principles to get you there. And if this thing isn't worth killing these things to you, you need to figure out something that is. That's where people get messed up, is because they try and continue with all these bad habits and laziness and not fixing their health and stuff like that. And by the way, I want to make one thing really clear. You can be a dumb, drunk, video game playing, lazy sack of shit. As long as you are driven and excited about what you're doing, you can get to 1 to 2, 5 million a year. I've done it. You can do it. You don't have to be. The reason why freakish with my habits is I want to get to 20 million a year, cash in pocket. You know? And I want to build a company that destroys the autoresponder industry, and I want to build a cybernetics company. And so the reason why I'm like that is because to get there, I have to be on another level. You don't have to be on another level. If you want to get to 1 to 2 million a year or $500,000 a year, you need to look at all the things you're doing that are stopping you from getting there and say, what do you want to do more? Do you want to lay around and drink at night and watch TV and be a loser? Or do you want to get there? And you need to look at your habits, and if you won't get rid of the habits for this thing, you need to figure out why this thing is so worthless to you and why you're obsessed with something that doesn't matter to you. If you just want to sit around and play World of Warcraft and drink blueberry beer, if that makes you happy and you're not going to sacrifice those things, then this thing obviously isn't really that important to you. If you want to cure lazy, find something that's important enough to you so that you can cure lazy. That's it. That's how you cure it. How important is networking? It doesn't matter. If you're selling business to business, it's very important. If you're doing a one-man business, not very important. I don't network. I don't talk to people. Fuck people. I mean, I need to make a product that's so good, I need to make a system to get people to that product. Screw networking. Have a product that solves a person's problems. You don't need to be a networker or charming at all if you can go and make someone an extra 20% a month. That's what Market Hero does with their tracking. What time do I meditate every single day? I meditate about 4 a.m. every single day. Mark Coburn says, I own a commercial linen B2B business doing $1.3 million in sales. What does it take to get to 10 million a year? Well, that depends on your industry. But what you're probably doing right now, if you're doing 1.3 million a year, is you're probably working a lot in your business. And what you need to do is you need to take yourself out of the business and find a way to clone the business. You need to find a way to clone everything and get more customers. And then you also need to find a way to remove yourself from the business and create processes to hire people and find the right people to service these customers. And that's it. I mean, that's probably my best advice right there. The reason why a lot of people get stuck at 1 to 2 million a year is they're doing all the work. And it's not that you need to outsource anything, but what you need to view yourself as an entrepreneur is you need to view yourself as a machine creator. What you need to be good at is creating the machine and all the cogs and systems that go on in the machine. And then the machine needs to be able to run without you there. And your job is to keep the vision of where the machine is going and constantly keep improving the machine. And if you're stuck at $1.3 million a year, you're probably not doing these things. You're probably working more as a manager and an employee in your business. So that's my best advice right there. You need to find how to grow this and get more people in and support that many people, and you need to get a better vision for your company. How much coffee do I drink? About 250 milligrams a day. Eamon Shields, when can I afford a Lamborghini 50K a month? Eamon, your goals are shit, dude. Your goals are bullshit. I love you. We've spoken before. Your goals are bullshit. What the fuck does a Lamborghini have to do with you or helping your customer or anything? What does it have to do other than telling other people that you're rich enough to buy a Lamborghini? What does it have to do? What does a Lamborghini have to do with you? So it all has to do is you perceiving yourself as successful and you thinking that other people perceive you as successful. It has nothing to do with solving a problem. It has nothing to do with helping your customers. It has nothing to do with having a successful business. It has nothing to do with being good at ads. It has nothing to do with being a disciplined, badass motherfucker who loves themselves. It has nothing to do with any of that. And your perception of yourself when you have a Lamborghini is going to be exactly the same fucking thing that it is right now, that I'm not good enough. Because if you believed you were good enough, you wouldn't be asking, how do I get a Lamborghini? You would be asking yourself, how can I make my employees, customers really happy and solve a badass problem? So this is why you're not as successful as you want to be, because you're thinking about how you can make other people and yourself, how you can make other people think you're worthwhile and how you can make yourself think you're worthwhile. Fuck the car. That's from straight up experience. Fuck the car. What does it have to do except with your perception of yourself and creating a perception of other people? And you need to ask yourself, why are you so fucking concerned with what other people think about you? And then why don't you think you're good enough to be cool with or without a Lamborghini? And then why aren't you thinking about your customers' problems? I keep my Lamborghini because I think it's an awesome car and it's super fun to drive, but it's a shits and giggle purpose. Okay? Like I make enough to get the Lamborghini in 1 hour of work every single day. So if you're like thinking and like cash calculating how much you're going to spend on a Lamborghini, your priorities are fucked, and your business is going to pay the price. Someone said, "Do you think you need to need a good network to get to $1 billion?" I don't know. I don't know if you need a good network to get to $1 billion. You guys keep asking me about $1 billion. I'm not a billionaire. I'm not even close to it. I'm not even a 9-figure millionaire. So I think I'm the wrong guy to ask. Someone said, how do you stay focused for 12 hours? You just have fun. Make sure it's something worth being focused on. I mean, of course, what you need to have is you need to have energy levels. You need to have a clear brain. And so you got to optimize your diet. You got to optimize your sleep. You got to optimize your health. Okay? If you have parasites, you have metal poisoning, you have leaky gut, you have some form of bacteria infection in your stomach, like 90% of people do, you're gonna have a lot of trouble focusing for 12 hours. If you don't have energy and you're sleeping poorly, you're gonna have a lot of trouble focusing for 12 hours. If you don't have a company that excites you and you're not excited about what you're doing, you're gonna have a lot of trouble focusing for 12 hours. So solve those problems. Is it okay to smoke weed? I don't really know. There's a lot of research that shows your IQ doesn't go down, but giving in the weak habits makes you a weak man. So, yeah, and a lot of people smoke weed to calm down. A lot of people smoke weed to go to sleep. If you're smoking weed to calm down and go to sleep, you need to figure out why you need to smoke weed and calm down and go to sleep. It also messes with chemical production while you're sleeping. It gives you less effective sleep, which will make you a bit dumber. So there's research that shows it isn't that bad for you, IQ-wise, but there's so many... IQ doesn't really matter. I mean, you have to not be an idiot, but IQ doesn't really matter when it comes to success. Someone said weed makes me foggy. Well, yeah, I mean, that's kind of what it does. But, you shouldn't give in the weak habits, and you shouldn't give in the weakness. And weed is weakness. Someone said, what's my optimized diet? It's not cool. There's some problems with it. But grilled chicken, hemp protein, a lot of gut supplements mixed in the hemp protein, green juice, lots of green juice, and... oh yeah, ghee butter and MCT oil mixed with 24-hour fast. So this allows, you don't want to eat when you're working because it just slows you down. And then this stuff, because most of it's not solid food, just goes straight to your body. It's really easy on your gut. Gives you your protein, gives you all your nutrients. And of course you need to be taking vitamins and I take a lot of vitamins and supplements, but, and then this gives you your fat and calories. And so all your bases are covered, especially if you're getting all the right vitamins in. And so most of your bases are covered and you're going to be very efficient. This is really easy on your gut. If I go out to eat, I'll eat steak. And only steak. So that's... Someone said, how much money do you have to earn to buy yourself a Lambo? I always thought that you can spend about 10% of your monthly income on a lease of your car. What's your opinion? It's as much as you're willing to sacrifice, as long as you're getting the Lambo for the right reasons. You got to ask yourself, why are you getting the Lamborghini? I own my Aventador because it was one of my goals when I set out. And what I paid for it is, like, the amount I put down on it is, like, I went out, put it on there, I put the down payment on it, and the amount I spend on it is less than I make in 30 minutes per month. So it's a shits and giggle purchase. And I love the car. It's a lot of fun. It's very cool. And it makes me happy when I come in the garage. It makes me pumped up. It makes me excited. So I think it makes me way more money, because if I'm excited and I feel like this is my Zen room, then I think that gives me a lot more cash ROI. That being said, if you're getting it to impress people, if you're getting it, if you're thinking about how people are going to look at you when you get out of it, if you're thinking about how people are going to think you're more important, you need to think about why you think you're not important right now. And you need to diagnose that first before you go and get the car, because it's not going to help with that. You'll just want to get another car, and then you want to take pictures with private. And this is, guys, I'm not above this stuff. These are all mistakes I've made. Go look at my Instagram. Go look at my old YouTube videos. You're always going to want the next thing. If you're trying to impress people with your car, you're going to want to impress people with your private jets. And if you want to impress people with your private jets, you're going to impress people with your house. And then if you want to impress people with your house, you're going to want to impress people with how many followers you have online. And it just keeps going and going and going, and you keep making decisions based on your perception of what you think other people perceive of you instead of your business and what really matters to you. And it's a really, really fucked up, dark place, and you don't want to go there. Go look at Howard Hughes. Go watch the documentary on Howard Hughes. Constantly trying to fulfill his ego, and he went insane. Alone, without friends. So, don't do it. And then go look at, go watch a documentary on, Rockefeller. The guy complained, the guy got excited when his kids got him fountain pens for his birthday, and not the expensive type. The guy didn't even spend money. So, there you go. Someone said, where can I find your house in Texas and scream at your garage? I wouldn't do that. I have a lot of guns. Not that I'm going to shoot you on the street or anything like that, but I'll call the cops. Don't be stupid. You know? So, yeah. Is success a numbers game? Yes. Yes, it is. What other ones were there? Someone said best money-making machine in 2019, yourself. There's, here, people always ask this. It just drives me question because I get nuts. What the fuck did I just say? It drives me nuts because people always ask these questions. What's the best money-making machine? There's a billion different business models. It's what you focus on. The best money-making machine is what you focus on. If you want a way to get started, go below this video. Go to mhlinks.com/son, or go to that link to the left of me. During this stream only, I'm offering full access to Market Hero. That's not Market Hero. Full access to Market Hero. It's going to give you the AX Academy 2.0. It shows you exactly how to build an email marketing business, get to 5,000 a month, but it also teaches you Facebook ads. It teaches you YouTube ads. We're giving you a course that teaches you how to write webinars, which is my #1 skill set for generating leads and making money off those leads. It shows you how to run YouTube ads. It shows you exactly how, right here, here's an ad campaign in YouTube. I spent $1,000, $1,500 the past 14 days. I did 8,000 back. Just spending $200 a day. I don't do anything with that. Easiest thing ever. That's $100,000 a year income right there. And it shows you how to do all these things. You're going to get the Here and Now program, the VMA program, and this will also give you access to Market Hero, which is a tool that will allow you to do all these things. Now, it's going to give you a free 14-day free trial. And if you keep it after 14 days, it's $47 a month for access to this software and updated training every single month. And if you want to slow it down a little bit, and that's a little bit too much for you, you can even lower the plan down to $9 per month in the settings area by going and changing your plan to $9 per month. You're still welcome either way. But that's the deal. And also, you get 50% off Market Hero per month. We usually charge $99 per month. So this is an incredible deal that I'm giving to you. And it's only during this stream, and I'm using scarcity because, frankly, you need to get off the fence. If a free opportunity with $500 of courses and everything you need to get started plus then some isn't enough for you to take a swing You obviously don't want to be an entrepreneur. So I'm not going to bend over backwards trying to convince you to become an entrepreneur. So get off the fence now. And real quick, if you've come inside these programs, give me an exclamation mark if you've come inside my training and it's awesome, especially for trying it out for free. And then just let me know. Just put an exclamation mark in there so people know that it's pretty damn cool. Thanks, guys. I appreciate all those exclamation marks coming in. Let's see. Thanks, guys. Thanks for all those exclamation marks. I really appreciate it. So, guys, there's the testimonials. There's everything you need to know. There's the tools. There's the courses. There's everything. You can try it for free, 14 days. You can cancel at any time with one click in the dashboard. You can even lower the cost down to $9 a month if that's more affordable for you right now and you don't want the full use of Market Hero. You just want to get the training and learning in. Let's see. Someone said you used to say it's better to have less money, better to enjoy yourself. I never said that. I've often said happiness is overrated. And I don't want to be a billionaire. I want to have a cybernetics company that changes the world, which the result would be being a billionaire. If you do something big, you're going to be a billionaire. Especially if you claim all the credit. So I'm not obsessed with being a billionaire. I don't need, what would I do with $1 billion except a lot of cool things. If you're a billionaire, what that means to me is you can build a lot of cool things and change the world, and you have all sorts of cool things you can do with it. You can build skyscrapers, you can build armies of people, of the most talented people on earth to do really cool things. You can do all that. So what do you think about Amazon FBA? Here's the thing. What do I think about anything? I don't have thoughts. I don't think anything about anything. That's the new answer to that question. You said 4 or 3 forbidden, link down. I don't think that's the case. Might be. No, the link's active. You just typed it in wrong. Don't be a goob. Do I like Ty Lopez and Grant Cardone? Yeah, I mean, both of them spoke at my event a few years ago. Both were very nice. Grant was super nice, timely, professional. Ty was super nice, timely, professional. I think they're both really smart guys. I think they've both helped a lot of people. And I don't like, the only thing I don't like about them is that it's very easy for a beginner entrepreneur to confuse following and fame with success. But I think as long as you don't try to, like, you see people building a real estate business trying to, like, get famous. As long as you don't confuse getting famous with success and building a good business, I think they're great. You just have to look at it that way. And that's unintentional what they're doing. Yeah, like, if you're going out, like, the key to being a good business person isn't having a lot of followers. And as long as you understand that while you're listening to them, I think they're great, and I think they're awesome people. So, thoughts on RSD? I don't really know. I don't think, I like Tyler at RSD. I like RSD. I like him a whole lot. I think the real key to women is focusing on you. The number one way to be good with girls, to attract girls, is just be good at you. And you guys are going to say, well, no, Alex, it's because you're rich. Trust me, when I was making millions of dollars a year, I was terrible with women. And frankly, if you're trying to attract, like, and here's the other thing you got to keep in mind, if you're trying to attack like a girl that's a 9 or a 10, personality-wise and looks-wise, and you think a Lamborghini and being rich is going to attract them, you're really dumb. Because if a girl is a 9 or a 10, and she wants money, she can go find a billionaire or a person that's making 100 million a year, or a person that's worth 100 million. Like a girl that's a 9 or a 10 that has the personality, like they're not just going to want to hang out with you just because you have money. I mean, if they care about money, there's plenty of Cowboys players in Dallas. There's plenty of sports players. There's plenty of old men with lots of money that are willing to just give money to girls. Trust me. So, and also my results with women did not improve when I had lots of money. In fact, they went down because I thought things like a Lamborghini would attract it. And trust me, you can attract a few girls with a Lamborghini. They're going to be the worst women you've ever met. And so, yeah, trust me on that one. You don't want to know the people that do that. And you're going to have to spend a lot of money to attract people like that. But you got to understand, those people are going to be attracted to the people that are spending lots more money. So you better have really deep pockets. But if you really get good with women, it doesn't come down to money. It comes down to being cool with yourself. And that's it. Because most guys aren't cool with themselves, and so they're not really cool people. Be a really cool, badass person, and people will want to be around you, guys and girls. Someone said, how much would I have to pay to talk to you for an hour? $10,000. So, you probably don't want to talk to me for an hour. Let's see. I'll do a few more questions and I'm going to hop off. Someone said, what if you don't want to be an entrepreneur, but you just want to quit the 9 to 5 for good? Look, here's the thing with that. If you don't want to work for anybody or whatever, leave society. What society is a big ball of people who have come together to make their lives better. And in order to get society to work for you, you have to give something to society. And if you don't want to be an entrepreneur, that's fine. But you need to find some way to give value to society. Most people's way is working on a business that provides value to society. If you don't want to work, and you don't want to be an entrepreneur, and you don't want to solve problems, and you think society is going to allow you to live in it and enable your life, you're dumb. So, if you don't want to be an entrepreneur, but you want to quit the 9 to 5, find a job that your hours are good around. Okay? Like a lot of my employees some of my employees don't work set hours. They work from home and they code and stuff like that from home. So, learn some skills. Someone said, what do you think the main food I should eat being... If you're making like less than $10,000 a month, you really shouldn't be focused on diet. Just get it done. Someone said, why do I work in my garage? Because it's soundproofed and it's an awesome, awesome workspace. Wouldn't you want to work in this garage? I do. Someone said, how do you deal with relationship breakups? I don't know. I'm not a relationship coach. The problem most people have in breakups is the person they're dating is to fill a void of fear. If you're okay being alone, then you can be good in a relationship. If you're not okay being alone and you need someone that constantly justify that you're worth something, you're in the relationship for the wrong reason. So if you're bent out of shape for your relationship, why is it? Is it because you're afraid and you're alone? Or is it because, why would you want to be with, there's two reasons why a relationship fails. The person doesn't want to be with you. If so, why would you want to be with someone who's on the fence about being with you? Doesn't make sense. And then if a relationship fails because it's unhealthy for you, why would you want to be in an unhealthy relationship? It doesn't make you happy. And you're only in it because you're afraid of being alone. And then if you don't like the person, why would you want to be in a relationship with someone you don't like? All these situations right here logically make no fucking sense. So you need to figure out what's wrong in your head and why you're sad about your relationship. Of course, it's okay to feel like, oh man, that stinks. I'm sad. But if you're like, oh, silly. Someone said, how do I keep your mind clear and focused? Are you in some meds? I've talked about all my secrets, but I don't take meds. That's how you not clear and focused. Or is respectable to make money. Well, I accidentally got logged out of my Stripe account, but my business did $45,000, $42,000-ish in sales yesterday. And I wasn't working, so that belief is false. So that's I don't know what else to do. Okay, guys, so I'm gonna wrap up the live stream. I'm gonna go do some other stuff. I've kind of wrapped up my work for the day. So here's the deal, guys. Again, if you want to get in on today's super special that ends when this live stream goes down, go to mhlinks.com/sun. There's the link right below this video, or it's also displayed to the left of me on the screen. And what this is going to do is it's going to give you full access to Market Hero, which will allow you to go and build an email marketing business and also do all sorts of other stuff. And inside of Market Hero, there's the 8X Academy 2.0, which will give you everything you need to build a $5,000 per month business. It'll give you all the training that you need to go and build a full entire beginner training. It's going to show you exactly step by step how to go out there and build all the sales funnels, all the stuff that I sell. It's going to show you exactly how to go out there and write all the sales and everything I do. It's going to show you how to generate free traffic. It's going to show you how to go and generate paid traffic as well from Facebook and everything like that. On top of that, we're going to throw in the Black File course, which is like a $3,000 program that shows just tons of advanced stuff that I'm not even going to get into. It's going to show you the VMA program that shows you how to go and start a YouTube channel, get a lot of views, and then it will also show you exactly how I advertise to people that view my channel. So you can go spend $1,500 right here, and you can see I generate about 8,000 back. So that's a 6-figure year income right there, just using that one technique. And we're going to give you the Here and Now program, which shows you how to write live streams and sell in long form to clients and everything like that. And so all you need to do is go to that link. It's going to take you to this page right here. You can sign up for Market Hero for free. It's free for 14 days. Get access to all the training. If you don't want the training anymore, you can cancel at any time in the dashboard by going to your settings and billing. And on top of that, you can lower the account down to $9 a month if $47 a month is a little bit too much for you, even though that is 50% off our standard accounts for life. This deal goes down when the stream is done. That is it. Do I accept cryptocurrencies? Fuck no. All right. So there we go, guys. All right. So, guys, hey, thank you so much. Give me a 1 if you got a lot of training out of this, or you got a lot of value out of this. What am I saying? I've been streaming for way too long. Give me a 1 if you enjoyed it. I want to make sure that I got everybody some really good info. Again, guys, this offer goes down when the stream is done. That is it. It is kaput. It is over. Awesome, guys. All right, well, guys, hey, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I had a ton of fun. Got like 700 people on this stream. That's super cool. Thank you so much, guys. I'm going to probably start doing these every Sunday, so I really appreciate you coming on and hanging out with me. And be sure to grab that deal because it's a really good deal, and you can't get it any ever again. It's like $1,000 worth of stuff and half off Market Hero and everything you need to get started. Yeah, so go take it out. It's really cool. So I'll catch you guys later.